Please forgive me. I was blind. I thought I was strong. I thought I needed no one. What happens when pride blinds a man? When a village forgets its strength? When mercy is the only thing that can save them? In this timeless gospel tale, we journey to a village where prayer is their heartbeat and a single drum carries their hopes to heaven. This is not just a story. It's a lesson for every heart that beats with pride, with hope, with need. Get ready for a story of pride, humility, and mercy. The Drums of Mercy, a tale of pride, humility, and redemption. The golden sun rises slowly, spilling soft rays over a sprawling African landscape. The camera glides smoothly over green hills that stretch endlessly into the horizon, their tips glowing under the morning light. Rivers twist gracefully through valleys, shimmering like silver snakes under the sun. As the camera draws closer, it zooms in on a beautiful village tucked between towering baobab trees, their thick trunks standing proud and ancient. This is Ndemu, a hidden village surrounded by lush forests, known by faraway travelers as the Village of Mercy. Suddenly, the air fills with a calm but steady rhythm. Dum, dum, dum. The sound echoes through the morning mist, rising like a heartbeat from the earth itself. It's the Drums of Mercy. In the heart of Africa, beyond the hills and rivers, there lies a village untouched by time, Ndemu. Here, every dawn begins not with words, but with drums. These are no ordinary drums. They are the Drums of Mercy, calling heaven's favor to the earth below. One by one, the village awakens. Women in colorful wrappers emerge from their clay huts, stretching and yawning as they adjust their headscarves. Men walk out with their farming tools, their faces calm but hopeful, ready to tend the land. Children, barefoot and playful, skip along dusty paths, laughing as they follow the sound of the drums. The villagers gather slowly at the village square, a wide open space shaded by the biggest baobab tree in the village. Its roots snake across the ground like ancient veins. Sitting under the baobab tree is Baba Ni, an old man wrapped in a flowing robe of deep blue and white. His beard is long and gray, his eyes soft yet sharp with wisdom. His fingers move gracefully over the skin of the large ancient drum before him, his rhythm steady, calm, powerful, patient. Every beat feels alive. Dum, dum, dum. His body sways gently with the music, as though the drum is not just an instrument, but an extension of his very soul. A young boy, no older than 7, approaches Baba Ni, wide-eyed with curiosity. Boy softly, "Baba Ni, why do you drum every morning?" Baba Ni pauses, smiling kindly at the boy. His voice is deep, warm, like honey flowing over stone. "Because my son, the drums carry our prayers. They rise to the heavens, reaching the ears of the merciful one, long before our words can." The boy blinks in wonder, watching the old man resume his drumming. As Baba Ni continues, the entire village hums with life. Some kneel and pray quietly, others simply close their eyes, letting the rhythm soak their spirits. The mood is peaceful, hopeful. It feels as though every heartbeat in Ndemu has synced with the drum. The camera zooms out slowly, showing the village united under the morning sun, the sound of the Drums of Mercy filling every corner. Here, every morning begins with humility, with gratitude, with prayer. In Ndemu, the people understand, mercy isn't just something to ask for, it's something to welcome with every sunrise. Fade out slowly with the drum's sound lingering faintly. Rich, glowing African landscape, green, alive, peaceful. Villagers in colorful clothing, smiling faces, and simple living. Warm, golden lighting at sunrise for a serene mood. Drum beats as a recurring heartbeat of the story. Close-up of Baba Ni's hands on the drum, wrinkled, wise, steady. Facial expressions of peace, awe, and community bonding, with semi-themes of humility, faithfulness, community, unity, the power of prayer and tradition. The soft, golden glow of the morning sun continues to stretch across the village of Ndemu, lighting up every roof and pathway. The steady heartbeat of the Drums of Mercy still lingers in the air. Villagers move gracefully through their morning routines, fetching water, tending to animals, sweeping their compounds. Their faces glow with peace and simplicity. Suddenly, a new sound pierces the morning calm, the stomp of heavy footsteps. All heads turn. Down the central path of the village strides Kofi, the village's most powerful hunter. He is tall, towering above others, with broad shoulders and a chest as wide as a drum itself. His skin glistens under the sun from years of hard labor and battle with wild beasts. He wears an elaborate robe made of lion skin, with a belt of leopard fangs across his waist. Around his neck hangs a heavy chain of brass beads and ivory, symbols of his hunting victories. His sharp eyes gleam with pride, and his lips curl into a confident smirk. But not all hearts in Ndemu beat with humility. Kofi, the fearless hunter, a man as fierce as the lions he slays, strong in body, but blind in heart. As Kofi passes, villagers step aside quickly. Some bow their heads in respect, others murmur quietly, too afraid to speak openly. Whispered voices, "There goes Kofi, the man who never fears. He walks like a king among us, but his heart, too proud." Children hide behind their mothers as Kofi's shadow looms over them. Kofi stops abruptly near the village square, where a group of villagers sits quietly, listening to Baba Ni's morning drumming. He laughs loudly, a deep, thunderous laugh that rolls through the village like a storm. Kofi mocking tone, "Fools, why do you sit here like frightened chickens?" Shaking to the sound of an old man's drum. He raises his thick arms high and slams his palm against his massive chest. Kofi boastfully, "Look at me. These arms feed me. This spear protects me. My strength is my God. I bow to no drum and no prayer." Bottoms turn to Baba Ni, who simply smiles softly, still playing his drum with steady hands. He doesn't stop drumming. His voice comes gentle, wise, but firm like the wind whispering through the trees. Baba Ni calmly, "Kofi, my son, the river may dry, the mighty hunter may grow weak, but the mercy of God flows forever. One day your heart will understand." Kofi throws his head back and lets out another booming laugh, louder than before. Kofi mockingly, "Ha, old man, keep your drums. I make my own rain. I chase my own destiny." He turns sharply and storms away, his footsteps leaving deep prints in the dust. The village grows quiet. Villagers exchange uneasy glances, watching Kofi's proud back disappear down the path. Some shake their heads slowly, others look worried. Old woman whispering, "Pride, it's a flame that burns even the strongest house." Kofi's heart was like a rock, hard and proud. He had strength, but lacked wisdom. And soon the village of Ndemu would learn that even the strongest fall hardest. Fade out slowly, leaving the soft sound of the drum fading in the background as tension lingers in the air. Close-ups of Kofi's powerful build, hunting ornaments, and proud smirk. Dramatic contrast between Kofi's loud, boastful energy and Baba Ni's peaceful, humble drumming. Villagers' faces showing mixed emotions, fear, respect, disapproval. Rich African village scenery continues. Colorful fabrics, market stalls, huts. Natural sounds of birds, wind, and Kofi's heavy steps add depth. The camera opens with a wide aerial view of Ndemu. The once lush forests surrounding the village now look pale, their leaves browning at the edges. The sky, usually bright and blue, now glows a strange orange, with clouds heavy like thick smoke. The rivers that once danced through the land now crawl slowly, almost dry. Cracks stretch across the ground like veins of an old man's hands. A heavy silence blankets the village. Then came the season when the drums alone were not enough to keep sorrow away. The rains forgot their path, the rivers lost their song, and the earth groaned under the weight of hunger. Villagers walk sluggishly through the dusty paths, their faces hollow with worry. Children once cheerful sit quietly under trees, their bellies bloated with hunger. Mothers stare at empty pots, stirring only hope and sorrow inside them. Fathers gather at the village square, heads bowed low, whispering prayers. The sound of Baba Ni's drums grows louder, faster, more urgent. Dum, dum. Baba Ni, his face lined with worry but his hands steady, drums with renewed passion. Sweat glistens on his forehead as he beats the drum with both hands, eyes closed in deep prayer. His voice rises between the beats. Baba Ni softly praying, "O merciful one, hear your children's cry. Let the clouds remember us. Let the ground breathe again." Still, the sky remains hard, the earth stays silent. Suddenly, Kofi strides into the village square again, his proud form now even more pronounced as others grow weak. Though the famine touches everyone, Kofi looks unaffected, his robe still clean, his chest still bare and bold. He scoffs loudly, his voice echoing across the silent square. Kofi, mockingly, "Look at you all, praying and drumming like old women begging for scraps? Does beating drums bring rain? Does crying fill your pots?" He raises his spear high, glinting under the harsh sun. Kofi, boastfully, "I do not beg, I hunt. My spear will bring food while you sit and dream." Some villagers glance at him with silent hope, too desperate not to wish he could succeed. Others frown, their eyes filled with quiet sadness at his arrogance. Old elder, whispering to another, "Pride still blinds him. He thinks he can outrun the sun itself." Kofi tightens his leopard skin belt, adjusts his quiver of arrows, and grabs his mighty spear.
With a loud grunt, he storms out of the village, dust swirling at his feet as he disappears into the distance, heading toward the forest.
Kofi believed his strength was greater than the famine, that his spear was sharper than hunger itself. But pride walks loudly until it stumbles.
Baba Ni watches quietly, still drumming, his eyes filled with deep sorrow, but also wisdom.
Villagers gather around him again, kneeling, praying even harder. The camera slowly pans upward, showing the dry, cracked fields stretching endlessly beneath the merciless sun. The drums continue. Dum, dum, dum. Fade out slowly, leaving viewers with a deep sense of approaching danger. Scene highlights for visual impact. Harsh, dry landscape contrasting with previous lush scenes. Faces of hunger, emaciated children, weary mothers, silent fathers. Baba Ni's passionate, desperate drumming as the spiritual anchor. Kofi's prideful, confident stride set against the village's despair. Deep golden and dusty color grading to emphasize the famine's heat and dryness. The scene opens with Kofi standing at the outskirts of Ndemu, where the familiar farmlands end. Before him stretches a wild, dense thicket, the forbidden forest. The trees here grow tightly together, their branches twisted like claws, forming dark, shadowy paths where the sun barely enters. The wind howls softly through the branches, carrying an unsettling melody, like whispers from unseen spirits. Beyond the rivers and farmlands, beyond the paths where even hunters dare not tread, lies the forbidden forest, a place where shadows walk and only the pure-hearted survive. Kofi tightens his grip on his spear and steps forward with boldness. His face, once full of mocking laughter, now twists with stubborn desperation. Sweat drips down his brow, but his eyes burn with determination. Kofi, muttering to himself fiercely, "I fear nothing. No forest, no spirit, no curse can stop me. I will bring back meat, and they will praise me once more." As he marches forward, his feet crunch over dry leaves and thorny vines. The forest seems to close behind him, swallowing his path back. The deeper he goes, the darker it becomes. Every step takes him deeper into thick shadows. The trees grow taller, their roots twisting like snakes across the ground. The air grows heavier, thick with the smell of earth, moss, and something faintly rotten. Strange animal cries echo in the distance, yet no animals appear in sight. Creeping vines cling to his legs, as if trying to pull him backward. Kofi slashes through them with his knife, his breath growing heavier. Pride is a loud traveler, but even pride grows quiet when the shadows press close. Passing days, growing weakness. Day 1. Kofi walks briskly, cutting through thick bushes, eyes scanning for prey. Day 2. He drinks the last drop from his water skin, sweat pouring, but finds nothing. Day 3. His steps grow slower, his face thins, arms weary, but he pushes on stubbornly. Day 4. He stumbles, breathing heavily, leaning on his spear for support. His once proud garments are now torn and stained with sweat and dirt. His once bright eyes now look hollow. Still, his pride whispers in his mind, I cannot return empty-handed. I cannot face them with nothing. As night falls on the fourth day, the forest becomes alive with eerie sounds. Soft, haunting whispers float through the trees, voices that seem to call his name. Kofi, Kofi! The wind whistles through hollow logs like distant crying. Faint, glowing eyes appear in the darkness, but vanish before he can catch them. Kofi's hands tremble as he clutches his spear tighter. In the darkness, Kofi collapses under a dying tree, panting. Kofi weakly but stubbornly, I must prove myself. They will not laugh at me. I will find food. Even the mightiest fall to their knees when the hunger of the body meets the hunger of the soul. Kofi stares up at the sky, but the treetops block out even the stars. The only light comes from a strange, faint glow deeper in the forest, a glow that pulses gently, almost like drums. As he slips into unconsciousness, the distant familiar sound grows louder. Dum, dum, dum. Scene slowly fades to black, leaving only the sound of the drums echoing in the darkness. Subtle spiritual, supernatural elements, glowing eyes, whispering winds, eerie sounds, time-lapse shots showing Kofi's gradual fall from power. The wind has stilled. The forest, once alive with whispers and eerie sounds, now sits in complete silence, waiting. Slowly, the camera fades into a close-up of Kofi, lying weak and broken beneath a withered tree. His face is pale, his lips cracked. His hands, once strong and firm, now tremble from hunger and exhaustion. His eyes flutter open, heavy with sleep and sorrow. At the edge of his strength, where pride had run dry, in the deepest shadows of the forbidden forest, a sound began to rise. Dum, 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 faint, almost like a heartbeat carried by the wind. Kofi's eyes widen faintly, confused. He struggles to sit up, leaning against his spear for support. Kofi, weakly confused. What is that sound? He stumbles to his feet, legs shaking like dry reeds in the wind. But the drums grow clearer, calling him deeper into the forest. Dum, dum, dum. Their rhythm is familiar, comforting, yet mysterious. It's the same sound that had filled the village every morning, but now it's richer, deeper, echoing through the roots and leaves of the forest itself. Kofi's breathing grows heavier, but something stronger than his pride. Strange lights flicker in the distance, soft orbs floating between the trees, glowing with a silvery hue. The forest no longer feels threatening, it feels ancient, sacred. Deeper and deeper he walked, guided not by pride but by something far older, the sound of mercy, calling him home. Suddenly the thick forest parts into a wide, glowing clearing. In the center stands the largest baobab tree Kofi has ever seen. Its trunk wider than a house, its roots spread like mighty rivers, its leaves shimmering with soft silver light. Beneath the tree sits a figure, cloaked in glowing white robes, drumming with both hands. The figure's face is hidden by light, but the drums echo with a powerful, otherworldly rhythm, gentle yet commanding. The drumming intensifies. Dum, dum, dum. The ground vibrates softly with every beat. The air feels thick with peace and power. Kofi stares in awe, his body frozen. His spear drops from his trembling hands, falling onto the soft earth. Tears begin to stream down his face, uncontrollable cleansing. He falls to his knees, overwhelmed by the beauty and presence before him. Kofi, sobbing, broken. Forgive me, I was blind. I thought I was strong. I thought I needed no one. The drumming stops. The glowing figure lifts his head slightly, his face still hidden in radiant light. When he speaks, the voice is like a blend of wind, water, and fire, gentle yet mighty. Glowing figure, calm, powerful. Kofi, son of Ndemu, who made the forests you walk through? Who fills the rivers you drink from? Who gives breath to the beasts you hunt? Kofi shakes violently, unable to speak. The figure rises slowly, walking toward Kofi, each step causing the ground to bloom with tiny white flowers. He stretches out a glowing hand toward Kofi. Mercy cannot be bought with gold, nor won by strength. It is a gift offered freely to the humble. As the hand touches Kofi's forehead, a soft wave of golden light washes over him. His face softens, the lines of pride melting away. His body, once weak and frail, feels warm and alive again. His heart feels lighter than it ever has before, full of peace, humility, and gratitude. The glowing figure smiles, then slowly fades into the light of the tree. In the heart of the forest, where pride was stripped away, Kofi received what his spear could never bring: mercy, pure and everlasting. Dum, dum, dum. As the light brightens and the scene fades, the drumming continues faintly. The skies above remain heavy, filled with thick, unmoving clouds. The trees stand bare and still. Dust rises with every small step taken by the weary villagers. People sit in their homes in the village square, too weak to even speak. Empty clay pots line the cooking areas, untouched for days. But one sound continues through the stillness. Dum, dum, dum. Baba Ni sits alone beneath the baobab tree, drumming steadily with closed eyes, his face glistening with sweat and tears, his hands unwavering. Even when the earth dried and the rivers fled, Baba Ni's hands did not stop. The drums of mercy still called for rain, and mercy still listened. Out of the heat haze at the edge of the village, a lone figure approaches, slowly and steadily. It is Kofi, but not the man they remember. His proud lion-skin robe now hangs loosely from his shoulders, torn and covered in dust. His chest is bare, not in arrogance, but in surrender. His face, once sharp with pride, now shines with peace, softened by humility. His steps are slow, but sure. As he walks closer, the villagers begin to rise, their weak eyes widening in disbelief. Gasps ripple through the crowd, whispered voices. It's Kofi. He has returned. But look, he is not the same. Children peek from behind their mother's skirts. Elders stand slowly, leaning on their walking sticks, eyes filled with wonder. Baba Ni opens his eyes as the drumming slows, sensing something has shifted in the air. He watches as Kofi walks toward the village square, toward him. Kofi reaches the square and without a word falls to his knees before Baba Ni. He presses his forehead to the dusty earth, tears falling freely. The entire village watches in stunned silence. Kofi, softly, with deep humility. Forgive me. Forgive my foolishness. I mocked what I did not understand. I trusted in my strength, but found nothing but emptiness. He lifts his head, looking up at Baba Ni with tearful eyes. Kofi firmly with clarity. God's mercy is greater than my pride, greater than my spear. I am nothing without him. As Kofi's words hang in the air, a sudden wind stirs. A cool breeze sweeps through the village, carrying the scent of rain. The villagers lift their faces toward the sky as the heavy clouds begin to shift, slowly at first, then faster. The first raindrop falls, softly, quietly, landing on Baba Ni's drum. Then another, and another. Suddenly the heavens open wide. Rain pours heavily, soaking the earth, washing away the dust. Baba Ni begins to drum again, but now with joy, the rhythm faster and brighter. Villagers shout and dance under the rain, laughing and crying all at once. Mothers lift their children high into the air. Fathers kneel on the muddy ground, praising in gratitude. The cracked fields begin to drink eagerly, small streams forming along the paths as the rivers begin to fill once more. Kofi stands in the rain, letting it soak him completely. His face glows, not with pride, but with peace. Baba Ni reaches. Now, you understand, my son. Mercy does not come to the strong. It comes to those who kneel. Kofi nods, tears blending with the rain. And so, the rain returned to Endemu. But more than the fields were restored that day, hearts were softened, pride was broken, and a village was made whole again. Fade out slowly, with lingering shots of green shoots sprouting through the wet soil. Highlights dramatic contrast between the dry, dying village and the lush, rain-soaked transformation. Close-ups of villagers' tearful, joyful faces as the rain falls. Visual symbolism of Kofi kneeling in the mud, once proud, now humbled. Rain hitting the drum, simple but powerful imagery of prayers being answered. lush, vibrant colors returning to the landscape, as green returns to the fields. The scene opens at dawn. The sky is soft and clear, painted with warm shades of orange, pink, and gold. The camera gently sweeps over Ndemu village, now transformed. Where there was once dust and cracked earth, lush greenery covers the ground. Rivers flow joyfully through the fields, and crops sway gently in the cool breeze. Children run along the fresh green paths, their laughter filling the air. Women sing softly as they tend to the thriving gardens, harvesting sweet yams, maize, and cassava. The entire village glows with peace. Seasons changed, but the lessons of mercy never faded. The rains had returned. But greater still was the harvest that grew in the hearts of the people. The camera shifts to Kofi, now a completely changed man. He no longer wears his lion skins or golden ornaments. Instead, he sits humbly under the baobab tree, dressed simply, his face radiant with peace and wisdom. Beside him sits Baba Ni, older but still strong, his hands resting on the drum of mercy. Kofi's hands now rest on a smaller drum beside Baba Ni's, the drum of humility, which he plays every morning alongside his former mentor. Dum, 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 dum. Their hands move together in perfect harmony. One beat steady and deep, the other lighter but equally firm. The villagers gather around them, smiling, praying, and lifting their voices in thanksgiving. Kofi teaching the children. Later in the day, Kofi sits in a circle with the village children under the shade of a mango tree. He drums softly as the children listen, wide-eyed and eager. His voice is calm, patient, and kind, far from the loud, prideful man he once was. Kofi, smiling gently. Children, listen closely. The strongest tree may stand tall for many years, but when the storm comes, it is the humble grass that survives. Do not trust in your own strength. Trust in God's mercy. It comes every morning, just like the sun. From the hunter who once mocked mercy, came a teacher who now drummed its song. Kofi lifts a young boy onto his lap, guiding the child's hands on the drum. Other children eagerly take turns, learning the sacred rhythms. The drum sound blends with laughter and soft singing from the fields nearby. The entire village moves as one, every action filled with unity and joy. As the sun sets, painting the sky in rich amber and violet hues, Baba Ni stands before the village. He raises his voice, strong yet tender, his hands resting on Kofi's shoulder. Baba Ni, smiling, eyes shining with pride. My work here is almost done, but the drums will not grow silent. For as long as hearts remain humble, mercy will always have a voice in Ndemu. As the village slowly fades into silhouettes beneath the starlit sky, the drums continue softly. Dum, dum, dum. Their rhythm now feels eternal, like a heartbeat that will never stop. And so the drums of mercy played on, a reminder that pride fades, but mercy endures forever. As the final beats of the drums of mercy echo gently into the horizon, the story of Ndemu leaves us not only with the memory of rain and restoration, but with timeless wisdom that speaks to the heart. This is not just a tale of a village, a hunter, or a drum. It is a mirror that reflects our daily struggles with pride, the tests of faith we endure, and the quiet, patient call of humility that often waits for us to listen. From the peaceful prayers of Baba Ni, to the broken surrender of Kofi, to the unwavering unity of the villagers, this story holds lessons we all can live by, no matter where we are or what we face. Let us now pause and reflect on what these characters taught us and how their journey can guide us in our own daily walk. 1. Baba Ni, the voice of wisdom and prayer. Key lesson: patience, humility, and steadfast faith are powerful tools during trials. Prayer is not just words, it's a heart connection to God that can shift seasons. Even when things seem hopeless, consistency in seeking God brings mercy in time. Daily behavior advice: never stop praying, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Be the steady hand in your community. Lead by example through kindness and peace. Teach younger generations the value of prayer, patience, and mercy. Bible teaching: the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective, James 5:16. 2. Kofi, the journey from pride to humility. Key lesson: pride blinds us, making us think we can handle life alone, but it always leads to destruction. True strength is not in muscle or achievements, but in surrendering to God's will. Humility opens the door to restoration and inner peace. Daily behavior advice. Avoid boasting about your achievements. Everything comes by God's mercy. Learn to apologize and admit your mistakes quickly. Use your past failures to teach others instead of hiding them. Bible teaching. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. James 4:10. 3. The villagers. The power of unity and faith. Key lesson. Community unity strengthens hope during hard times. Collective prayer and mutual support bring breakthroughs faster than isolated efforts. Faith requires endurance, especially when results delay. Daily behavior advice. Stick together as a family or community when challenges arise. Support the weak and share your blessings with those who have less. Pray together often. There's power in united voices. Bible teaching. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18:20. The drum of mercy, symbol of God's everlasting grace. Key lesson. Mercy is freely given by God, not earned by power, wealth, or deeds. Every morning brings a new chance to receive mercy and grace. Daily behavior advice. Begin each day with gratitude, knowing God's mercy is renewed. Extend mercy to others just as you've received it. Let humility, not entitlement, guide your request to God. Bible teaching. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3:22-23. Call for goodness. As the drums of mercy remind us, pride fades, but mercy endures forever. Every character's journey points toward this simple truth. Without humility, there is no true victory. Without prayer, there is no lasting peace. Let this story inspire you to seek God daily in prayer, walk humbly in all your achievements, show mercy and compassion to others, value unity and community support. Trust God's perfect timing above all. If this story touched your heart, remember, mercy still calls. Today, the lesson is simple. Be humble in victory. Be steadfast in prayer. Always start your day with prayer, and always welcome mercy with open hands. Choose humility over pride. Share this message with others. And above all, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. And so the drums of mercy played on, but now their sound also plays in your heart. Remember, pride fades, but mercy endures forever. Because every morning, mercy calls again. Until we meet again, may the drums of mercy keep echoing in your life.